Have you ever sat in a waiting room, glanced around and thought, why does everyone look so tired, so lifeless, like they've just been drained of something essential? It's not just aging. Something deeper is happening, and nobody's talking about it, not even most doctors. And honestly, that's the scariest part. Because what I'm about to share with you might be the single biggest reason older adults die too soon. And yet, it's something most people never even think to check. I know, that sounds dramatic, but hear me out. There's a silent thief out there, one that sneaks in slowly, over months or years, and robs you of your energy, your drive, your strength, your independence. It doesn't show up in a single doctor's test. It's not a disease you can see on a scan. But it's deadly, and the truth is, this silent killer doesn't hit all at once. It shows up in the little things. You used to walk around the block, now it feels like a chore. You forget things more often, and you laugh it off, but deep down, it scares you. You feel more irritated, more tired, more withdrawn, but you don't know why. What doctors often fail to tell us is that one of the deadliest things we face after 65 isn't a diagnosis. It's disconnection from purpose, from movement, from people, from ourselves. And it doesn't come with flashing warning signs, it just creeps in and settles down. And before you know it, you're existing, not living. Now don't worry, this isn't about doom and gloom. In fact, the reason I'm talking to you today is because you have more control than you think. This is not about fear, it's about freedom. Freedom to reclaim your life, freedom to thrive, even now. Let me ask you something simple. When was the last time you felt excited about tomorrow? Not just content, but excited. Most people over 65 have unknowingly slipped into a cycle that's quietly draining the very life out of them. And doctors? Well, they'll check your blood pressure and cholesterol, maybe give you a pill or two. But they rarely talk about the one thing that makes the biggest difference. That thing is movement. Real daily movement. Not just walking to the fridge. I mean intentional, energizing movement. Stretching, bending, lifting light weights, using your body in ways that wake up your muscles and sharpen your mind. You might think, I'm too old for that. But here's the truth. Not moving is far more dangerous than moving. Sitting too long, doing too little, that's what kills you slowly. And I don't just mean physically. When you stop moving, your brain slows down too. Your heart weakens, your digestion suffers, even your mood takes a hit. Loneliness sets in. You lose your appetite not just for food but for life. And little by little, your body starts to shut down, not because of age, but because of inactivity. The body, especially after 65, is like a fire. If you don't feed it, it dies out. And what feeds it? Blood flow, movement, purpose, joy. These aren't luxuries, they're survival tools. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I can't go to the gym, or my knees hurt, or I'm not as strong as I used to be. That's okay. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start where you are. 10 minutes of gentle stretches, standing up every hour, and walking around the house. Holding onto the counter and doing light squats or heel lifts. Every little bit matters. Your body doesn't care if it's fancy, it just wants to move. And here's something that might surprise you. Studies show that even light resistance training, yes, lifting soup cans or water bottles, can drastically reduce your risk of falls, heart disease, and even dementia. Why? Because movement activates your entire system. It tells your brain, hey, we're still alive, let's keep going. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just physical movement that matters, it's emotional movement too. Staying engaged, learning something new, connecting with others, having a reason to wake up. Those things aren't just nice to have, they're essential. You see, the people who live the longest aren't necessarily the healthiest. They're the most connected. They stay curious. They keep moving, inside and out. And the tragedy is that many doctors are trained to focus only on symptoms and scans. But life is more than what shows up on a chart. It's how you feel when you get out of bed. It's whether or not you're excited for your next meal, or for a walk with a friend. It's whether you're still growing or slowly fading. And that brings me to something powerful I want you to hear right now. It's never too late to make a change. Not at 60, not at 70, not even at 90. Your body is capable of more than you've been led to believe. but you have to start feeding the flame again. Now that we've cracked open this door, this truth about disconnection and the power of movement, let's keep going, because there's something else you deserve to know. It's another hidden danger doctors don't talk about enough, and it could be the key to unlocking a healthier, more vibrant life in your later years. And it's something that might surprise you, because it doesn't show up on a blood test. No stethoscope or X-ray can detect it. Yet, it can destroy your health faster than anything else after 65, and it's something that doctors, unfortunately, rarely address. I'm talking about chronic emotional stress. Now, stress doesn't always come in the form of panic or breakdowns. For many older adults, it's the quiet kind, the one you've learned to carry on your shoulders every day like it's normal. Maybe you've lost someone close to you. Maybe your kids don't call as much anymore. Maybe retirement didn't turn out the way you hoped, and now the days just blend together. You try not to complain, you smile, you tell people you're fine, but inside, you feel like something's missing, like something is slowly draining you from the inside out. Here's what most doctors won't tell you. Long-term emotional stress is just as damaging to your body as smoking or a poor diet. In fact, studies show that constant emotional tension can lead to higher blood pressure, weakened immunity, faster brain aging, and even chronic inflammation, which is linked to heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and memory loss. But why don't more doctors bring it up? Because it's not something they can prescribe a pill for. There's no quick fix. And honestly, many of them weren't trained to talk about emotional wellness. They focus on symptoms, not stories. But your story matters. Your life, your losses, your fears, your hopes, those things shape your health. You can eat all the kale you want, take your medications, go on daily walks, but if your heart is heavy and your spirit feels forgotten, your body will feel that too. And the worst part? Many seniors don't even realize they're carrying this burden. They've been strong their whole lives. They've pushed through, provided for others, stayed silent about their own pain. But now that they're older, that silence can turn into something dangerous: isolation. And isolation, my friend, is deadly. Human beings were not designed to be alone, especially not in their later years. Your mind needs connection like your lungs need air. Your spirit needs laughter, conversation, purpose. And when that's missing, your body starts to shut down slowly. Your appetite drops, your sleep suffers, your memory gets fuzzy. And the worst part is, people often think it's just aging. But it's not. It's neglect. Not from others necessarily, but from ourselves. We stop checking in. We stop asking, how am I really doing? So, what can you do? First, talk to someone. Anyone. A friend, a neighbor, a counselor, even a stranger online. Just open the window a little and let some air in. Let your thoughts out. You don't have to fix everything at once. Just start speaking your truth. Because every time you share a part of your story, you take some weight off your chest. Second, find a reason to wake up. I'm not talking about something big like climbing a mountain. I mean something small, real, and personal. A garden to tend, a book to write, a new recipe to try, a dog to walk, a class to join. Something that says to your brain, hey, we still matter. We still have things to do. Even better, get around people. Not just physically, emotionally. Join a club. Start one. Volunteer. Call that old friend you haven't spoken to in years. People need people. And when you surround yourself with connection, your brain literally changes. Your mood lifts. Your memory improves. Your body starts to fight again. And here's something powerful. Your immune system actually strengthens when you're emotionally supported. That's not fluff. That's science. People with close social ties live longer. People with purpose and joy have lower risks of chronic illness, even if they have existing conditions. I want you to think of this like a reset button. Maybe you've been feeling off lately, tired, unmotivated, worried. Maybe the days feel too quiet. That's not your fault. But you do have power. More than you think. You don't have to be alone with these feelings. You don't have to age in silence. You can reclaim your life, emotionally and physically, starting now. Just imagine waking up and actually feeling energized again, looking forward to the morning coffee because you're meeting someone for a walk, laughing until your cheeks hurt. Feeling your heartbeat a little stronger because you're excited to be here. That's not wishful thinking. That's what happens when you stop surviving and start living again. So, if you've been holding it all in, let this be your sign to let some of it out. You don't have to carry it all. You've done enough for others. Now it's time to care for yourself. Not just with medications or vitamins, but with moments that make you feel alive. And once you start doing that, even in small ways, your body begins to respond. Your posture improves. Your sleep deepens. Your blood pressure eases. Your energy returns. And suddenly, aging doesn't feel like a countdown anymore. It feels like an invitation. You are not too old. It is not too late. There is more life waiting for you, but you have to reach for it. And now that we've opened up this part of the conversation, let's go even deeper. There's one more hidden reason seniors die too soon, and this one might be the most surprising of all. And this one might just catch you off guard because it's hiding in plain sight. It's not a disease, not a medication, not even stress, though those all play their part. No, the most quietly dangerous thing that's taking years off people's lives after 65 is something most folks would never suspect. It's the loss of movement. Not exercise, movement. I'm not talking about power walking 5 miles or doing push-ups in your living room, though that's great if you can. I'm talking about the simple, natural movements that keep your joints flexible, your blood flowing, your balance sharp, and your mind awake. The kind of movement your body was made for. But once people retire, once they slow down, they stop moving. Not intentionally, it just happens. You sit a little longer at breakfast. Maybe you watch television a bit more. You used to walk around the store or garden, but now everything's just more comfortable from a chair. And before you know it, an entire day goes by, and your legs haven't really stretched, your hips haven't rotated, your core muscles haven't been engaged, and slowly, quietly, your body begins to shut down. This isn't just about stiffness or getting creaky, it's about circulation, oxygen flow, muscle mass, mental sharpness. When you stop moving, your entire system slows down. Your heart doesn't pump as strong, your lungs don't fill as deep, your digestive system becomes sluggish. Even your brain starts to feel foggy because it's not getting the same blood flow. And here's what no one tells you. Mobility is the first sign of independence slipping away. When you can no longer move the way you used to, you begin to rely on others. First, for rides, then groceries, then laundry, then, someday, just getting to the bathroom. And that decline? It doesn't take decades. It can start in just a few short months of low movement. But here's the good news. It's not permanent. Your body is incredibly resilient. Even at 70, 80, 90 years old, you can reverse this decline, not with a gym membership, not with painful routines, but with purposeful daily movement. That might look like standing up every hour and walking around your home for 5 minutes, reaching your arms overhead and stretching while you wait for your coffee to brew, gently twisting your spine side to side while seated, doing a few slow leg lifts while watching television. These tiny movements, done consistently, send a message to your body. Hey, we're still living. We still need strength. We still need flexibility. And your body responds. You start to feel steadier on your feet. Your steps become a little longer. You might even catch yourself walking with more confidence. Your energy goes up. You sleep better. Your digestion improves. Even your mood shifts, because physical movement has a direct connection to mental health. You've probably heard the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's true, but here's the part most people forget. If you start using it again, you can get it back. You just have to begin. And I know, starting can be the hardest part, especially if you're dealing with pain or fatigue or you just feel like it's too late. But it's not. You don't need to go fast. You just need to go forward. Take a short walk in the morning sun. Dance a little while doing the dishes. Do gentle stretches before bed. Hold onto the back of a chair and practice standing on one foot for 10 seconds. These little things are big victories, and over time, they rebuild the foundation that keeps you strong, independent, and alive. And here's something beautiful. Movement doesn't just help you live longer, it helps you enjoy the years you have. You can play with your grandkids, travel without fear, garden without stiffness. Go to church without worrying about the stairs. It gives you freedom. So if you've been feeling tired, weak, disconnected from your body, please don't chalk it up to just getting old, because it's not age, it's inactivity, and you have the power to change that. Now, when we pull it all together, this whole conversation we've had, here's the truth. The number one reason so many seniors die too soon isn't one single thing. It's a combination of what's been ignored, dismissed, or accepted as normal aging. It's the emotional pain you've carried quietly for too long. It's the disconnection from purpose and people. And it's the stillness that creeps in until your body starts fading without a fight. But that doesn't have to be your story. You're not done. You still have chapters to write, memories to make, people to love, and a life to live. The best part? Every change we've talked about, connection, emotional care, movement, costs nothing. You don't need to be rich, young, or lucky. You just need to decide that you're worth fighting for. Because you are. And if no one has told you this lately, you matter, you are loved, and your life still has meaning. Whether you're 66 or 96, this moment, right now, is a second chance. So take a breath, stand a little taller, reach out to someone, move your body with kindness, speak your truth, and above all, don't give up on yourself. You've come this far, now let's go even farther, together. If this message touched your heart today, I'd love for you to share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below and let me know how you're choosing to live with intention. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got more inspiring, helpful videos just for you. Here's to living with strength, joy, and purpose, no matter your age. You're not just surviving, you're here to thrive. So here we are, at that quiet moment where something inside you might be stirring, a realization. A sense that maybe, just maybe, you've been living with a few silent thieves stealing years from you, little by little. The good news? Now you see them. And once you see something clearly, you can finally do something about it. There's something I want to share with you that no doctor, no specialist, and no prescription pad can give you. It's not found in a bottle or behind a white coat. It's called self-agency. That quiet, powerful belief that you are still in charge of your life, still capable of choosing the path ahead. I can't tell you how many people over 65 have been told, directly or subtly, that this is the stage to slow down, sit back, and let life happen. But that message is wrong. It's dangerous. Because what it really says is, you're no longer needed. But I need you to hear this loud and clear. You are needed. You're needed by your family, your community, and yes, by yourself, because no one else can bring what you bring to this world. Your life experience, your wisdom, your humor, your stories, they matter. And when we talk about the number one reason so many seniors die too soon, it all comes back to that hidden message, the one that says, you're done. That message has caused more damage than cholesterol, high blood sugar, or bad knees ever could. Because once you believe you're done, something inside you begins to switch off. You stop reaching out. You stop investing in yourself. You stop dreaming. And when that inner spark fades, everything else fades with it. But do you know what happens when you flip the switch the other way? You come back to life. Not in some dramatic movie moment kind of way, but slowly, beautifully, and undeniably. Maybe it starts with deciding to take a short walk, even when you don't feel like it. Maybe it's reaching out to a friend you haven't spoken to in years. Maybe it's dusting off that old journal, guitar, sketch pad, or just dancing in the kitchen while your coffee brews. That small decision is powerful. That's the kind of action that tells your body, your mind, and your spirit, we're still here, and we're not done yet. You might be thinking, but I've already lost time. I've already made mistakes. I'm already dealing with health issues. And yes, that might be true. But do you know what else is true? Today isn't over. And you are still the author of how it ends. If your body is aching, speak kindly to it, move it with care, nourish it, listen to it, but don't let it rule over you with fear. If your heart feels heavy from loneliness, guilt, or regret, reach out, just once, just a little, Even a smile to a stranger in the store is a spark. Those sparks add up. If you've been sitting in silence, believing no one would notice if you were gone, I want you to know that you are seen. Right here, right now, you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. This world still needs the light you carry. And don't let anyone, even well-meaning doctors or specialists, tell you that your fate is fixed. Because your biology isn't your destiny. Your choices shape your days. That's why this message has never really been about blame, or fear, or secrets hidden in some lab. It's about taking back control from everything that's made you feel powerless. From the moment you stop believing your life is behind you, you begin to prove to the world, and to yourself, that the best part might actually be ahead. And that's not just wishful thinking, that's based on something deeply true. People who believe they have purpose live longer. That's not an opinion, it's backed by research. Seniors with a sense of meaning, connection, and daily intention tend to live not just longer lives, but better lives. Happier, fuller, more satisfying years. So let me ask you something. What do you still want to experience? What conversation is waiting to happen? What dream is sitting quietly in the back of your mind, waiting for permission to return? You don't have to shout it, you don't have to announce it to the world, but let it in, let it breathe, give it one more chance. Because the real secret, the one no one talks about, is that staying alive longer isn't just about avoiding death. It's about choosing to live. And that's what this whole video has been about. Not warnings, not scare tactics, but this simple truth. You're still here, and that means something. So take one step forward today, just one. Then tomorrow, another. Let those steps build a new chapter, one filled with movement, connection, peace, and purpose. You deserve that. And if this message meant something to you, would you do something for me? Share it with a friend, a family member, or someone who's feeling lost in this stage of life. Let's build a community of people who choose to live fully, no matter their age. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this isn't the end of our journey together. We've got so much more to explore. This is your time, not a time to fade, but a time to rise. You're not too old. It's not too late. And your life is far from over. Here's to living every day with courage, clarity, and joy, because you deserve nothing less.